Spirit 1026 Headland, that is the latest one from Sia. Burn the pages. Good morning, it is Matt here, and this is the final day of the Spirit Radiothon for Telethon. Please dig deep, Port Hedland, the website right now, spiritradio.com.au/Headland, or you can call us in the studio as well, 9140 1999. Now I've got a very special guest right now on the line, Logie Award winner, WA television and radio legend, and I'm pretty sure she's done a few telethons as well, so probably knows a little bit more about me and how awesome it is every single year. The legend, that is Jenny Seaton, joining me on the phone right now. Good morning, Jenny.
Oh, now listen, Matt, you were Matthew when you were a serious journalist, so I don't know about this flippant DJ stuff that you're doing now.
Oh, really?
No, you're sounding good. I've been checking on you because you were in the newsroom here at Curtin for a very long time, went to Sydney, as everyone knows,
Yes.
and now you're a DJ, and you do that music intro so well.
Oh, thank you very
much.
much.
You were born to it.
Thank you. And I just remembered something now because I think you've clocked up about 5 years now at Curtin FM.
I have. And you know, they've been the five of my best.
Yeah. But that's the thing too, because my first memory, my first bulletin, it was actually October 2009. So we're 5 years to this day, basically.
Oh, yeah, we are.
And I read the midday news. Les let me on, and you were the first program that I read the news for.
And you did a fine job. Did I say that right?
I don't know. Yeah, the money is in the mail, so thank you very much. But I'll never forget that.
I'm glad you're enjoying it up there in Port Hedland too. I was there quite a few years ago, actually, doing comparing a fashion parade.
Oh, yes.
So I've only been into Port Hedland once, but it sounds like it's a real bustling place these days.
Oh, it is growing. It is absolutely growing.
You're spending far too much time at those takeaway food places too, Matthew. I've been watching you on Facebook, and you are out. You step back from the counter.
Well, they have been nice. They've been planning my visit because, I mean, the nearest KFC is in Karratha as well, which is 2.5 hours away. So
I bet you find your way there.
I've done it twice.
Fabulous.
Now, all right, let's get to the serious stuff. Now, without revealing your age, because I think you don't look a day over 25 anyway.
Oh, look, see? That's my compliment to you. Now you've returned it.
See, there we go. Now, but how many telethons have you been a part of?
Well, when I was at Channel 9 in 1968, when I started there, we started with the Telethon a few years later than Channel 7's Telethon.
Yeah.
But we were always invited to go up in the early days as well, even though we were rivals. Mm-hmm. That group up on top of the hill, we used to say when we were at Channel 9. From then, really, pretty much. And then I joined Channel 7 12 years later, and I was part of every one of them. Telethon in the early days, people will remember, if they're old enough to, how relaxed and really fly by the seat of your pants it was. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people would say it was more fun. I suppose you could look at it that way, but also today is fabulously professional.
Yes.
But, you know, all the big international stars were brought across in the early days for telethons. Sammy Davis Jr.'s, Whitney Houston, Stevie Wonder, Julian Lennon. So, you know, they used to bring across huge stars, and we have huge crowds come out to the television station at 7, queuing up outside to come in to watch in a small studio. But, of course, you know, moving to the convention centre has probably been the better thing for an audience capacity.
Yeah. And you were mentioning that too, because Michael Jackson also came to Perth for a quick visit for a telethon as well. And there is an old clip as well with Peter Waltham sitting there as well, another colleague of yours at Curtin FM.
Absolutely.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Well, it's crazy in the fact that we all have to realise that everything's been around for a very long time. We're becoming a bit prehistoric. Whereas when you're a part of it back in the early days, you don't think you're ever going to get a day older. You don't think we're ever going to get a day older, or we're going to experience retirement in our latter years and that sort of thing. But there's a history of telethon, and we've all got a history to go with it. Yeah,
definitely. And now, like I said, you've also been involved with many other charities, like I said, Appeal-a-thon, even springing to mind. Even recently as well, you went back to Appeal-a-thon. I just don't know many people who love to give their time to great causes like this in WA.
Definitely.
What drives you?
Well, you're talking about the organisations that get involved, why they do?
Yeah.
Oh, but look, it's just passion to try and help people. And it's such a fantastic thing, Telethon. Look, in WA, the amounts of money that's been raised over the years surpasses anything per population from around the world. And you see, Kerry Stokes, thankfully, has seen the good that it does, and he has really excelled in it now.
Yeah.
Where once there was a chance it could have died out because television locally really stopped pretty much. I mean, you see a bit of production done outside of the TV stations now, but not in studios anymore. The studios are pretty much all shut down.
Yeah.
But Kerry Stokes saw what was happening here locally with Telethon and did not let it die away. So it's hats off to him, really, to be honest, to see it where it is today. It's absolutely the amount of money. I mean, I remember being there when the first $100,000 was raised, and we were just so excited. Then the first $1 million, and now what are we talking, 33 million or something?
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I think last year the total was even over about 15 million,
well,
so it's massive.
It is massive because there's a lot of fundraising events throughout the year. It's not all about just that one weekend of Telethon, obviously.
Yes.
The phones probably don't bring in the most amount anymore, where once they probably did. But it's more or less the big fundraising events throughout the year by all the different organisations.
Yeah, you're right. That is exactly what this Spirit Radiothon for Telethon is all about.
Isn't that good of you?
Yeah, well, we're getting it about, 2 or 3 weeks early until the official telecast. But no, we are very excited here. We've had a lot of fun, particularly with Justin Thompson, who was based down at the Spirit Network studio in Perth as well, interviewing some great stars, including Taylor Henderson and Nathaniel Willemsey as well, rising stars as well. Always great. But
that's fabulous.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned, too, you started your career at Channel 9.
Yep.
Weather presenter, was that right?
I was the weather girl.
Yeah?
I was the one that wore the bikinis in the pool when we used to have hot stretches of weather during the summer months. Yeah, they don't ask me these days, Matthew. I cannot understand why. But those days it was all very sexist. It didn't matter. But that was fun. Weather and kids shows and women's program. When I say women's, they were called women's programs then, those chat shows with interviews and so on, and the weather at night, and then there were panel shows through the week we used to record, and a talent show. These shows were all live.
Yeah.
All live, nothing pre-recorded, and it was fabulous. They were fabulous days.
Yeah, I'd like to get more into that. Would you like to stick around? We've just got to throw to a break.
Okay.
All good. I've got Jenny Seaton on the line. Don't go anywhere, guys. Remember, please donate at spiritradio.com.au/headland 91401 Today is the final day. Please donate and give generously, Port Hedland. We've got more music on the way. Talking Heads coming up, Eskimo Joe, and the latest from Paloma Faith. You're on the Spirit. Spirit 1026 Headland, Paloma Faith there. Only love can hurt like this. A former number one right there. We are doing the Spirit Radiothon for Telethon. Remember, today, too, is the last day to donate. spiritradio.com.au/Headland. And I've got the lovely Jenny Seaton on the line.
You're so nice, Matt.
I've been looking forward to this chat for a little while, actually.
Well, I watch you very closely on the internet to see what you're up to.
You know what? I also watch a few things on the internet, and one thing that springs to mind, I remember a program you used to do, Good Morning Perth, and later on Jenny Seaton Live.
Yeah.
I first actually watched that with my mum when I was growing up, 2-3 years old.
So you didn't need to say that, Matthew.
No, but sorry. But...
You see, this is the reality check we don't want to have to face in my twilight years.
But I'm just saying how much of an extraordinaire you are.
Well, I appreciate that. It was a funny backhanded one. No, not at all. I know it's scary when I have women come up to me now and men who've got probably grandchildren just about themselves to say they're on my kindergarten program on Channel 9 and that.
Oh, wow.
But that's a fact of life. It doesn't matter. I'm not apologising for what goes on in life.
You should not apologise at all. But what about this moment? You shouldn't apologise for this, because I find it hilarious. The one interview, you're probably knowing where I'm going, with John Farnham.
Oh, my gosh, my favourite. Oh, my gosh.
It's the best, wasn't it?
If I've spoken to him for years later, chatted with him on air or whatever, he always brings this up. Can I tell the story?
Yeah, please do.
John Farnham was a while ago at Channel 7. He'd just recorded another album, but prior to that he'd been on the live show Jesus Christ Superstar on stage.
Yes.
And we got talking about his album, chat, and then I said, you know what, you were so good in that role as Jesus Christ in Superstar. I said, you were so convincing. He said, no, I'm better as a singer. I said, no. You were so convincing as Jesus Christ in Superstar that I just wanted to flatulate. In actual fact, what I really meant to say, there was a split second. Have I got the right word here? Have I got the right word?
Yeah.
I meant to say genuflect.
Yeah.
You were so convincing, I just wanted to genuflect.
Yeah.
Well, the split second after me saying it, I looked at his face and he's starting to collapse. Glenn Wheatley, his manager behind the camera, is screeching in laughter. The camera, in fact, is shaking because the cameraman couldn't contain his laughter. So everything went to jelly after that. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed that he got off air. He went down to do an interview at 6AX in the same building.
Yeah.
He laughed all the way down there. I was still on there when he went back past us up through security.
Yeah.
He was still laughing all the way to his car, apparently. So he does have a copy of that on tape. It's on YouTube, I think.
It is, and I'm going to share it on our Facebook page right after this chat because, yeah, why not? It's all for the fun. It's hilarious.
Very glamorous, isn't it?
But it's great to know that, things like that back in the day are still getting, mileage.
That's the thing. Do you know what? Honestly, it's the benefit, I think, of live radio or live television.
Yeah.
We're all human. We all have our misgivings. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be picture perfect or, absolutely perfect in what you say without being offensive to anybody, because people are forgiving. They don't care. They're human too.
Exactly. But that shows your professionalism right there. You managed to hop back on the bike, get through it.
Tears streaming down our face. Oh, my gosh. It's very funny.
The joys of live television. I wish we still kind of had that.
I agree.
We do, I guess, but only 26 hours of a year. But,
well, no, it's still pretty tight because I still go and visit Telethon. I will be this year with Max Kay again. They've asked us to go in there. And it's a completely different atmosphere. It's a good one. It's professional. Like I said, the acts are probably the most important part of it these days.
Definitely.
And on the panel, you're hard-pressed to hear anyone speaking from one end of the panel to the other, so it's a bit of a challenge. But it is fabulous to see everyone still supporting it so much. And you guys up there too, good on you.
No, thank you very much.
You are fantastic.
Yeah, well, of course, yes, the spirit here, we are doing the Radiothon for Telethon. And what I'd like to ask you, what would you like to say to the people of Port Hedland listening right now who have not donated?
Well, I doubt that nobody really is in that category. But just in case that they've not heard you asking for donations, we do put it out to you. We would just so love to hear from you. It would be so wonderful to get a donation, big or small, because we all know how significant Telethon is to all the children here in Western Australia. It's going to continue on for many years, and people like you, all up there in Port Hedland, I know you're going to support it as much as everyone does locally.
Yeah, and just a reminder too, actually, if you donate $25 or more, you go into the draw. We've got a $1,000 valued Anzac memorabilia piece as well to give away. So
lovely.
Always a nice little incentive too for anyone.
Absolutely.
Excellent. You are seriously a true icon.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
That's
I've had a lot of fun. Hopefully
Lovely
you have
to
as
speak
well.
to you, Matt, and good luck, Port Hedland.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being a part of this Radiothon.
Pleasure.
And hopefully we'll do it again soon.
Bye, Matt.
More music on the way. Thank you very much. You're on the spirit.